Well, a lot of good stuff out there. It was fun. Guys flying around. I thought it was a physical scrimmage. Definitely things to clean up anytime, a first scrimmage of spring ball takes place. There's a bunch to evaluate on really both sides. Did get some work in special teams. Um, but I thought defensively they made it hard, and got guys flying around, made some plays. Ray had a nice interception in the red zone. Earhart has a pick as well. Couple of guys that stood out offensively. I did think a young quarterback was able to create and made a few plays. I thought we ran the ball hard and got a lot of work done. Shoot, about 100 plays out there, a bunch to evaluate and check out. So I was really pleased with the energy and guys flying around. And now we got to continue to progress these next few weeks. Questions?
Jonathan, did Ben and Chance take about equal number of snaps with the one?
Yeah, equal reps with the ones. And then I think as you look at the whole thing, I think each guy is probably around 30 snaps each. So all three of them got a bunch of work. But it did go equal on the reps with the ones between Ben and Chance.
What's kind of your 2-week evaluation of those two?
I think they've done some really good things in regards to understanding the offense. You can tell they've been around it for a year. And they're making some nice throws, working with a bunch of different guys to throw it to, receiver wise, tight end wise, running back wise, because we're rotating a lot of those guys through. So, some of your timing is not going to be as crisp. But really, all three guys have done some good things. They got some things to work on for sure. Even today, just procedurally, right? Recreating the game, playing it live, and play clock and substitution, things like that.
One of your goals for spring, I know, was to kind of up the takeaway total, and sounds like you got a few today. How do you feel like you're moving ahead on that front?
Yeah, I think we made progress. Each game's going to be different, but I think we're playing more physical defensively. Like watching them live tackle today, I think there's a lot of physical tackles because we made a point of that. That's how you create some turnovers too, getting the ball out, just being physical. And yeah, we had a couple takeaways to interception-wise, so it's progressing. I want to keep working on it.
You're, we're not quite midway through spring, but it's getting close. What would you say has been the high so far, and maybe something that needs a little bit more urgency?
Yeah, I think halfway through, I think each day, we're adding to the playbook, and so the effort is there, but maybe the precision's not quite because of it. We're just installing different defense, different offense, and that goes with spring ball. We're trying to get a good chunk of the playbook in, not the whole thing, but a good chunk of it. So we got a building block starting from fall. So I'm pleased with where we're at and how guys are operating what we have in currently, but we're going to add to that and then try to detail it out. Still looking just for a competition amongst position groups, and with competition, you're trying to move up a depth chart here or there. Well, it's all about in the spring is each guy individually improving. Kind of challenged our coaches in regards to maybe there's some guys on this roster currently that we can't completely feel confident about throwing in the game. Well, if we can get them to the point in the fall, we do feel confident, we're better as a team. And so that's been the emphasis. And I think we're growing to make that happen.
Jonathan, talk a little bit about the running back rotation today. Were Trey and Deshaun pushing BJ out there, and do you kind of see that room kind of settling in with those three guys, at least early on?
Yeah, early on, those three guys have been carrying the ball. We do got some others getting a bunch of carries. I don't think there's a depth chart that's nearly or anywhere close to being set in the running back room. Deshaun did have some good carries today. BJ had some good carries today. Teron Madison had a couple of good carries, nice cut on an outside zone. Isaiah Newell had picked up a couple first downs on good runs. So all those guys are getting carries. There's no real separation yet.
Saw the other day that Eldridge is looked like he's wearing a cast. Is he out for the spring, or is he?
Chances are, it's on his snapping hand too. It's a minor kind of on his wrist, but it's going to probably keep him from snapping the ball through spring ball. We might put him in there to mess around toward the end.
Is there anybody else injury-wise who's kind of out at the moment?
Rawls has still been out. Gums has not gone full. Bradford has been limited. And we've been pretty careful with guys. So even today, held a few guys out. Like Avery Roberts has been getting some stuff done, work done, but he hasn't live tackled. So, it's spring ball, but there's no injury that's concerning us right now for fall.
Is there any sort of separation at all in the secondary? It seemed like there's a lot of opportunity for time at that.
Yeah, we got some guys back there making plays. I mean, getting to the point where we feel like we might have 3 or 4 starting corners. I mean, finding the first 2 up will be interesting because where like Ray played well today. Alex has been having a good camp. EJ's been a great addition, and for him to be able to absorb the package right now and play at a high level has been good to see. Jaden Robinson has done some really good things, and even then at the safety end, you feel like we got some veterans that are. I mean, Jaden Grant's having a great spring ball, and this is his whatever it is 5th. He's dived into it. AJ shows up. Katana Oladapo's made some plays. Winston Russell really had a good day on Thursday. So we're pleased with that group, but there's no, again, and we say the same thing to our guys. So it's not about a depth chart right now. It's about a seating chart so we can get out there and get some reps, and we'll sort all that out in the fall.
With the quarterback stuff, is there anything that you think Chance is doing drastically better than Ben, or Ben's doing kind of drastically better than Chance, or where do you think those guys are kind of separated right now?
Chance does create with his legs more than Ben does. Extending the play, going out. Sam's very similar in his skill set. But Ben's made some really big-time throws, had some nice movement in the pocket to throw it down the field. So, they got different games, but I wouldn't say there's been big separation between the two.
Am I hearing you right that it sounds like you're pretty optimistic about the way things are going on defense to this point?
Yeah, I like, and it showed up today. I think those guys have, a lot of them have been around and we're bigger, stronger. They know the scheme. They're tackling physical. They're going to work. And so from really each position, you can point out some guys that have been pretty solid, and that kind of showed up as a unit today.
With the receivers, was there anybody who kind of stood out today? I know it's early days, but
right. Champ had some big catches today on a couple of balls. Beeson made a couple of plays. Trayshawn Harrison had a nice conversion. Luke Musgrave had a sweet touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone that looked good. So they made some plays today.
With Beeson, what do you think the biggest step forward in his game has been, just having a full year on campus and getting a spring under his belt?
Yeah, I think his precision, his route running has always been really good, but now he understands the complete package, able to move him around multiple positions inside and out. That's been a nice step.
Coach, just curious, when you evaluate last year, obviously the season was postponed and things didn't go the way we wanted in terms of the off season. How excited does this make you for summer camp, for the fall, just the development, the growth of this team? Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things about the job is see growth and development, and these guys work together and enjoy improving and playing this great game. So we feel fortunate to be able to do what we're doing right now. Feel fortunate. It was almost 80 degrees out there. Felt awesome. Spring is coming. Football's getting back to some normalcy. A lot of good things.